video. Today I have a bunch of awesome things to show you guys. As you may have seen, the finish with the glare on it. My villains came back from the framers. I took all of your advice. Thank you so much. I went with the twisted black frame. Purple matte, it's kind of like velvet, that's why it has that crushed velvet texture. And then a green little matte, it's like a border. I was going for the pop effect to make the middle of the cross-stitch project pop, the cauldron specifically, and the Evil Queen's robe. So, sorry for the glare, the glass is kind of crazy. Sunny out today, which is rare because it's been raining for the past 2 weeks here in Maryland. But here it is. I actually have notes this time. So I prepared some FAQs for my villains cross-stitch project. I started this November 1st of 2014 and I finished April 4th, I believe, of this year. So it was pretty epic journey. I think I took like a 4 or 5 month break. I don't know, I didn't stitch on it for a while due to school and I was getting married and all that good stuff. I bought it from an Etsy shop. The shop's name is Dueamici. I'm not going to try to pronounce that because I would butcher it. It's done on a 22 count antique white Aida, and there was about 89 colors and it was all full crosses. So once again, because I love it so much, I wanted it in my craft room, but my husband, he saw that I kind of placed it against the wall in our bedroom because I really like to look at it to see all my hard work framed. So he hung it in our bedroom on a wall that I can see when I wake up before I go to sleep, so it's always there. But this I got framed at Michael's. I had a coupon for, I think it was like 65% off framing plus an additional 15%, but it was a Joann's coupon. However, Michael's accepts competitor coupons, so I took it to them without Joann's coupons. They had their own coupon they were running. It was like $280, but with Joann's coupons it brought it down to $160. Just in case any of you guys are wondering, this is US dollars. I was extremely curious because I can still claim that I'm a newbie stitcher. This is my second completed project, the Villains project. So that's the second thing that I've stitched. I've never gotten anything framed. You might see some random dog tails in the background. My dogs are with me today. It's Sage and Lexi. Sorry about that. Anyway, so if any of you were curious for the costs, that's what I guess it is with coupons, $160 at Michael's. So that piece finished was like 11 by 16 inches or something like that. So they only took into account the actual stitched part. So even though my fabric had 3 inches around it, they didn't include that into the framing estimate price. And it took a little less than 2 weeks to get back. So pretty good turnaround. I'm pretty excited about it. This is Lexi. Lexi, say hi. And this is Sage. She's a Kieran Terrier, she's 1. Lexi's a Silky Terrier, and she will be 6 on May 27th. So these are my babies. And they're a mess. Sorry, my husband is at an appointment, so they have to be in the room with me. Took a bonus footage of my Mill Hill owl ornament. This is Kiwi. If you remember from my last video, I was going to start him in between my projects after I had just finished my villains. My husband was like, you need to finish a small one before you get anything else. So I finished Kiwi and I cut him out, and this is what he looks like. He's very cute. He has lots of little beads. And I think this is a very good beginner stitch. Like if you're a beginner and you're just learning to cross stitch like I still am. This little kit, it's very tiny, but it has really detailed instructions. And there's actually a lot of really good stitches in here. So there's some French knots in his eyes. This one looks a little wonky to me. Maybe if I didn't point it out, you all wouldn't really notice, but this French knot, I think, was the first one that I did, and it's kind of loose compared to his other eye. It's an up-close shot. But once, of course, I YouTubed how to do a French knot because the instructions weren't really cutting it. But once I practiced, it was really easy. And I'm actually looking forward to doing more projects with French knots in them. So I learned how to French knot. In an earlier video, I was really afraid of back stitching. My first project, the wolves, had a bunch of back stitching and I just couldn't do it. And I did it in this one. It's a very small part. It's just the eyes, just the little eyelid right here. So on both sides it's back stitched. But I'm not that afraid of it now because I kind of get how to do it. And I've been watching a lot of Lizard Lee, her YouTube channel. She does cross stitch in fast mode. So she records herself like 3 or 4 hours and then she just speeds it up into like a 30-minute video or a 1-hour video. And she does a lot of back stitching in that. So that's really helped too. And then I learned how to attach beads 2 different ways. And then I attached this charm, so I guess 3. He has a little dangly star, and all of the Mill Hill owl ornaments have a little charm that hangs off of them. So he's done. This is the back, whatever. Speaking of the back though, I have felt. I went out and I got matching felt for all of the owls to back them with, and I actually have a plan how I'm going to finish them. I'm not going to finish them into ornaments as I had originally thought. I'm actually going to go ahead and back them with felt, get some they're like glue dots, I guess. It's not messy like glue, and it's really easy to remove. So I'm going to get some glue dots, attach it to the back of the felt, and then get some like spring kind of themed stock paper, like scrapbook paper, and put it in a shadow box. Like maybe 3 or 4 different spring patterns, and then just kind of put these guys all around the shadow box in different little poses, crooked, you know, just hanging out. And I'm going to finish them that way. So in a shadow box with some very nice spring scrapbook paper, and these are all the felt colors I got. For him, he's green, so I was going to do green. Actually, that's really bright on my camera. It is not neon. I promise you it's not neon green. Or this blue. This blue is actually kind of cute on him, so I might do blue for him because he has a cute little blue chest. So he might get blue, but I got blue, green, red, orange, purple, and yellow. All the colors of the rainbow. So all of my little owls will be backed with the color of felt, and I will go ahead and get some glue dots, the spring scrapbook paper, and a shadow box, and hopefully that will be done not soon because I have to stitch all the other little ornaments, but once all the owls are completed, I will work on that. So I just wanted to share my little finish and my project idea because it's not actually happening yet, but I do have a new start. It's not an owl. It is Hocus Pocus. This is by Tilton Crafts. I absolutely adore this movie. I love the Sanderson sisters. I think I first saw this pattern on Caroline Mazzio's YouTube channel, and I immediately had to have it. And I think the owner, Shelly Lee, that's the owner of this craft. She has an Etsy and she has her own site. So store, website, whatever you want to call it. The owner of this chart, she had retired it and I couldn't find it anywhere. So I had to email her to ask if I could still buy it, if she still had the permission, I guess, to sell the chart, and she did, thankfully. So I got it. And just recently I saw that this is on her Etsy shop. Tilton Crafts has an Etsy shop, and if you only want to download the pattern, like a PDF, it's actually cheaper, $1 cheaper to do it on her Etsy shop than it is on her actual website. I don't know if she knows that. She probably does. It's $15 on her Etsy shop compared to $16 on her website. So I am starting this epic project. It is probably important to note that Villains only had 62,900 stitches, and if you want to do the math, this one is 325 by 428 full crosses. I think that's quite a bit more. I know each page of Villains only had 2,500 full stitches, and this one is 80 by 70. So quite a lot more. I started this on April 25th, and I haven't been working on it every day because school, once again, just finished for me this past week, so I have a summer break. But we're also in the process of selling our house, and it's crazy. So this is where I am so far. I'm almost finished the very first page. So right now it just looks kind of like a giant blob of dark colors, which it is. You can see, well, maybe you can't, but this is the beginning of Mary's hair right here. So let's see if I can juggle this. This is where this portion right here is this. So I'm hoping, I mean, stitching it, it has some awesome detail in it, really awesome. This is 25 count Lugana, it's white Lugana. I got it from 123 Stitch, and I'm doing 2/1 because I researched, or I guess I stalked a lot of cross stitch group pages and looked at people doing 25 count and compared 1/1 to 2/1, and I decided I liked 2/1 coverage better because in 1/1 on 25 count, I found that in a lot of darker colored patterns that the white was showing through, and since this is on white fabric and this is a very dark pattern, I decided to go with 2/1 because I wanted to ensure that my coverage was very thick. I don't want any of the white to show through. And while I have this up, this is new. I got a Walking Dead grime guard. If you guys can see, it's just a bunch of zombies in white, gray, and red, and black. So I thought it was kind of fitting. Oh, it says Walking Dead on the side here too. So I thought it was kind of fitting, a spooky, not really spooky, but I'm gonna say it's spooky. A spooky pattern with the spooky grime guard. And I got this from Stitchy Time Creations. That's an Etsy shop, and I'll go ahead and link her down below so you guys can check her out. She actually has some really cool patterns. She has a really cool kind of Sugar Skull-esque Darth Vader pattern or print, and it's on blue fabric, and I was totally tempted to buy that as well, but I only needed one for now because I only have one Q-snap that's this size. Well, I guess I have two, because what I did was I bought one 11 by 11 Q-snap and one 17 by 17, and then I just kind of broke them apart and made an 11 by 17. And I got this grime guard because, as you all saw in my previous videos, there is a lot of gross on the villains, and there is a lot of extra fabric that I rolled up and snapped under the snap and tucked in. So now my hands don't touch it. Because once again, not much to look at right now. You can't really even differentiate. Alright, Stitchers, so here is an updated progress picture of my 5D painting. This is the Chinese peacock that I ordered from AliExpress. And I'll go ahead and put that link below. It's AliExpress.com. And all you have to do is search for 5D painting, and you can probably add in the keyword of peacock, and this should come up. I can also link the listing below as well. I'm going to try to step back because it's so big now. As you can see, it is extremely sparkly. I am working on the 5th strip here. So, close up, this is the little portion that I'm working on now. And this is about 30 different colors. And I don't have my working light on because that would just make it shine where you couldn't even see what the pattern looked like. So I think it's coming along pretty nicely. And if I back up, you can see that it goes all the way to the floor. So I have quite a bit of rolling up to do before it's finished. And I'm still hoping that I have enough beads. If not, I will definitely let you guys know and contact the seller to send me more. This does come directly from China, so it does take about a month or so to get. They say they have 60 days, I believe, to send you the product, or else you can open up a dispute or return, whatever, refund, whatever you want to do. Up next we have my haul. So I got quite a bit of haul this past month. The grime guard, which I showed you guys, that is currently on my Hocus Pocus cross stitch. Once again, that was bought from Stitchy Time Creations on Etsy. I'll link her shop down below. She actually had a sale. I think it was for Mother's Day, because Mother's Day was approaching. So it was, I think, 10% off. So altogether, I think that was like $15 with the sale, with the coupon that I had. And then Cowgirl Kate Paints Aplenty. I was watching her channel and she showed some gorgeous patterns of some Disney princesses that someone on DeviantArt drew, and another Deviant artist went ahead and made them into a pattern with that artist's permission. And she has an Etsy shop. She's called Pinky the Pink, link below. And she has a series of 6 Disney princesses, and they are all limited edition. I think she mentioned that she's only selling 50 copies of each pattern, and that was a deal that she made with the artist. And she also has a deal with the same artist to make into patterns all the other Disney princesses that she drew. I went to the artist's page, I forget her name, but she has all of them probably. I think she has 20 total. Some of them aren't really princesses. There's, I forget her name, from Atlantis. She's like the, I guess the Atlantean princess, if she really is a princess. She's the main character in Atlantis, and she's gorgeous. She has like the platinum hair and the cool glow-in-the-dark tattoos. Anyway, thanks to Cowgirl Kate, I went ahead and purchased 2 patterns, and I have 2 on pre-order because she hasn't come out with them yet, but she is probably the beginning of summer. But the first pattern that I bought is Merida. Look how gorgeous. I saw this and I fell in love. And what makes it even better is she has a ton of beads. And I have recently discovered my addiction to beading. I love how the beads make projects look. The dimension it gives it. I just love everything about it. So I'm trying to give you an up-close view of her. All of this in here is back stitching. And I was looking at the pattern and it's actually, it's a lot for a newbie. I don't know what I am. Newbie, intermediate, in between. I am a noob. I don't know. But there are quarter stitches, back stitches, long stitches, I think, or maybe they're straight stitches, and full stitches, of course, half stitches. There's a lot of different stitches in this thing, and there's a lot of beading. I think it says there's 45 different colors, 22 blended colors. So there's a lot of blending. I've never blended anything. So I'm assuming what that means is, since this is, it's going to be done on 18 count linen because of the stitches that it calls for. And it's going to be 2/1. So I'm assuming it's like one strand of each thread to make a blended color. So there's a lot of blending. And 5 beads, I think I said that already, 5 different bead colors. So it's going to be interesting. I think Cowgirl Kate started on Merida already. I'm really excited. I don't know when I'm going to start her, but soon, because, well, maybe not as soon as Mulan. So Mulan to me is just insane. I love Mulan. I love the movie. I love watching it growing up. And this to me is just gorgeous. Because she has all of these beads. If you look at Pinky the Pink's Etsy shop, you can see a better version. I'll link her below. It's just all of the beads that she has. She has all of the jewelry that she's wearing and the flowers in her hair, her dress. It's all beaded. This one has 21 blended colors, 31 solid colors, and 4 bead colors. So because I was so excited about these, went ahead and made an order. So I made an order on 123 Stitch for all of the beads for both Merida and Mulan, and I also purchased the fabric for Mulan. And what I got was an 18 count off-white linen. I think this is white shelt. I think that's how you say it. So anyway, it's in a bag. Let me open it to show you. Oh, it's like weird. It feels like a sack, like a potato sack. This is really weird. Wow. Well, I have not touched this before now, and going off of Lugana, I was expecting this to be very soft. It's not. It's stiff and crunchy, and I think it might even be stiffer than Ada. It is, thank you 123 Stitch, serged around the edges. I think this is serged. Well, it's serged around part of it. That's weird. Yeah, it looks like they totally missed serging it down here. So, I don't think that's right. I don't know if I should talk to 123 Stitch, but they totally missed serging this whole section. It's not serged, but everything else is, and I mean, I could do it myself. I have a sewing machine, or I could hand stitch it, I guess. But, that's really weird. They're usually so good about that. I don't know. Maybe I'll talk to them about it. I don't know really what they could do for me, unless I send it back. And it's kind of whatever. Anyway, this is gonna be interesting. So this is the only 18 count piece of fabric that I could find in the size that I needed for Mulan. It's pretty big. I mean, because I think the finished size on 18 count 2/1 is gonna be 2 feet, 24 inches. So I mean, and I gave enough room to leave 3 inches around for framing and all that jazz. But weird. We will see how this goes, cause you know, for quarter stitches and stuff, I don't know. I've never done a quarter stitch, so it might be fine. If it's 2/1, right? Because then you just, whatever, I'll figure it out. This is totally like a potato sack, though. I'm not kidding. Weird. Anyway, I don't know. This is what, and she's not supposed to be this, like, yellow. She's, like, yellow. But she's not, because I checked out the floss that she needs. These guys also need Krennic. And I think DMC Color Effects. So, whatever, right? Plus she'll have, I mean, her face won't necessarily be, like, highlighted on this because it won't, you know, she has her black hair, and then this, you stitch this kind of little background oval as well. So it should be alright. I mean, her dress, I'll figure it out. I don't know. I think her dress might be okay. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, let's look at the fun beads. I love beads. Beads love me. So, I don't know, when people show me beads, whatever, I'm interested, but like a lot is just kind of whatever. So, here's a set. Oh, weird. Oh, I guess it is white. I thought that was like a sticker. Yeah, so that's some really white beads. And here's another little group. More. And both girls actually use some of the same beads. So there's seed beads and the ones that are a little bit fatter. But they're not, you know, shaped anything special. They're beads. But I like how they sound when you shake them. And they're pretty. And I can't wait to use them. And I've been checking out some of your guys' bead storage ideas. There's like this really cool 82 count bead storage thing you can get from Amazon. But it's like $40 and I don't really have that right now. And my husband would probably kill me if I spend anything else on cross-stitch supplies. He only likes when I have 2 projects going. Before, it was only allowed to be 1. But I convinced him that, hey, you know, sometimes you need to break from one thing and you can do a little bit of something else. And it's funny because now he's like a lot more into my stuff, my cross-stitch stuff, and my 5D painting. He was just up here and he was like, oh my god, it looks like something now. Husbands. So he was, you know, he pretends like he's not interested, but then when he sees it, you can clearly tell he's interested, which I think is really cute because I think it's really cool that he's interested in what I do. He just had his last game. He's on a bowling league, so he just had his last game this Wednesday. And I had never been, but I went to his very last one, and I brought him a ice cream cake from Baskin Robbins that had like a little bowling alley on it. It said strike, some balloons, a card, and little goodie bags for his league members. So brownie points for me because I'm showing interest in his hobby and he shows interest in mine. That's how you keep each other happy. You show interest in what the other likes to do, even if you think it's boring as shit. Excuse my language. So this was my order from 123 Stitch. The other 2 girls that I want from Pinky the Pink next are Esmeralda, because she has like a whole series that looks like these girls. Fantastic. So I want Esmeralda next, and then Belle. And she has 6 so far, so the other 2 princesses that she has are Tinkerbell and Rapunzel. And the 2 that I pre-ordered that look gorgeous so far, because she posts updates every now and then on her Facebook of where she is in the charting process. I pre-ordered Ariel and Aurora, and I'm pretty pumped because they look freaking gorgeous. And looking at the actual artists, DeviantArt, oh my god, I'm super excited for Jasmine. She has like this sheer kind of shawl thing happening that, you know, kind of covers her face and drapes around her hair and goes down her dress all the way to the floor, to her toes. And I can just imagine the beads in that. It's gonna be crazy. Next for my haul, I got a lot of haul, y'all. Heaven and Earth Designs had a sale. And I purchased my very first Heaven and Earth design. And I love her. This is Beautiful Secrets. And it's a kitsune, which is like a fox spirit. I think this is gorgeous. I'm so excited to start it. The only thing is, I purchased it with a background, which I thought to mean, you know, this little detail-y stuff in here. No, it's this. And the problem is, I ordered fabric from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie that looks just like this. I did it on purpose because I really liked how it looked. And the problem is that this is all in the pattern, like this background. So I emailed, I think her name, oh god, this is terrible. I think the owner of Heaven and Earth Designs is Michelle. Does it say it on here? Yes, it is. It's Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. I emailed her and I explained to her my problem, and I was like, look, I'm really sorry. I purchased this thinking that the background meant this stuff happening back here and not this. And I wanted to know if I could somehow exchange it. That's weird, right? Because I printed it off, so probably not. To get the one without the background. And she responded and was really nice, and she was like, here you go. Well, it was the same pattern with the background. So I'm not really sure what to do. Do I email her back? It's kind of been a few weeks, you know. I probably should I'm not going to buy it again because I think I'm just going to try to wing it, because honestly you can kind of tell in the pattern where this stuff is and where this stuff begins. So I don't know. I'm going to try it because I really don't know what to do. I don't want to bother Michelle again. But in addition to this lovely pattern, a very kind person by the name of Courtney Sands racked me. I've never been racked before, so that was an awesome feeling, looking at my email and seeing a freaking amazing chart in my inbox. And this was on my wish list. I think it was like my most I need to have kind of thing, like a level 4. This is Copper Vein. Look at that. He's awesome. And I had no words because that was the nicest thing anyone has done for me cross-stitch wise. So I, of course, thanked her on Facebook. And I made this lovely binder for it because it has so many pages. I'm probably going to get a binder for my Hocus Pocus pattern now that I think of it, because it's just kind of clamped together with that thing that I don't know what the name of it is right now off the top of my head. But since this one has a lot of pages and instructions, it's just kind of in here. So I have them in page protectors, because I think probably what I'm going to do is just, you know, pull out one page that I'm working on at the time and keep the rest in the protectors. It's probably what you guys do anyway. That is it for Heaven and Earth Designs, but I have more haul. Can you guys believe this? I'm going to start with the less exciting but still exciting stuff first. So where I live, we have a local cigar shop, which is kind of weird because you don't really see those anymore. And apparently they sell their empty cigar boxes. And when I went up there one day with my husband to pick up his dry cleaning, it's like in the same little strip mall, they had like all of these cigar boxes and they were $3. So I was like, okay, those are really cool. I'm gonna go check them out. And my husband thought they were cool too, so that totally helped. But now that I have them, I'm not really sure what to do with them. Like, I've seen lots of crafts and stuff, and I want to use it for my crafts, my cross stitch, or my 5D painting in some way. So if you guys have any suggestions, that would be awesome. I cleaned them up a little bit because, you know, they had like the price tags of cigars individually in the whole box. But here is one of them. Oh, it's upside down. Sorry. Here is one of them. And I just think it's solid wood. And this thing is awesome. It's so cool. And then you open it, ta-da! And I got, like, there was deeper ones than this, but they weren't as cool to me, let's just be honest. Because this is, like, really heavy. It has some weight to it. And, I mean, you know, you can fit some stuff in there, like a small cross-stitch project, which I clearly don't have in the works right now. But I was thinking more of, like, I don't really want to, you know, take this with me anywhere. I just want to, maybe when I actually get my legit, this is my craft room now, but since we're moving, when I get my legit setup, this will be cool to keep something in. So if you guys use these and, you know, suggestions, please just leave me a comment below because I love your suggestions. They help me a lot. Second one I got is just as equally cool because look at this. What? So colorful. And it has a little clasp. So you just pop it and the inside, what? And it's the same depth as the other box. So yeah, awesome. And then you just clamp it closed. So that's my $6 cigar shop haul. That's awesome. And last but not least, haul-wise, I forget whose channel I was watching, but they made a purchase of something, or they mentioned something. Clay by Kim. And I was just like, what is that? So I kind of looked and I couldn't find what they were talking about, but I found someone else who was pretty epic. And they have an Etsy shop called Clay by Kim, and I will link it below. She makes needle minders, fairy doors, necklaces, hair brooches, I guess. It's like hair pieces that you can, hair fans or whatever, that you can stick in your hair. Brooches, pots, all out of polymer clay. But I think the coolest thing that she makes are needle tins. So they're like little tins that hold your needles. And I happened to get one. So I looked at it already, it's awesome. But she did such a good job packaging this. Of course, I just popped the label off of it before I showed you guys. But if I stick it back on here, it comes in a really cute box. This is a needle tray, I guess, needle tin. So this is, I ordered one. It comes in this box. She has a personalized label on here. You just pop it off. She super fast shipping. She lives in California, shipped from California, got here in 2 days. So she includes her business card, but it's also a thank you card and really good customer service. And then it's packaged. I'm not going to show you the little guy right now, but look. So it's like all cushioned. And then the little package she sent it in was like a bubble wrap envelope. But look at this guy. It comes in this bag. I'm going to open him up. This is the cutest thing in my entire life. What? Look at him. Look. I cannot. I cannot. And you just pop them open. I want to be super careful because I'm like afraid because he's so cute. You pop them open and there's a little magnet stuck in the inside that will keep your needles all right there. So you don't have to go fishing around for them. Look how cute, you guys. These things, I kid you not, sell like hotcakes. I stalked the crap out of her Etsy store for a week before I could even manage. I saw him. I swear to God, I hardly even looked at what it was. I just thought it was a dragon, which I really wanted. And added to cart, immediately purchased, and then fawned over it later because I was stoked that I actually managed to get my hands on one. Just look at this. Come on. Look how cute. And look how tiny. What? I can't get over it. And it's just, in person, it's amazing, you guys. She is so brilliant. Look at this. She's so talented. There's like a little gem in his head, and he has like a little gem here, and there's some here, and the colors are just insane. And I don't know why my voice is quiet, but I'm just super excited about it because he came. So she has a lot of different designs, actually. Don't tell my husband. I totally purchased more this afternoon. I got a kraken. She makes krakens, and they're all in different colors, and they're under the sea, and they're insane and so cool. And now that I realize how tiny he is, because I really didn't understand how tiny it was. I thought it was going to be like this big. It's so tiny and cute. So I got a kraken, and I think it's like purple and pink, and it's under the water, and it's murky, and there's like seashells, and it's awesome. But every one of her tins are unique, so you're not going to see the same one twice. She won't make it exactly like this again. You know, you might see a variation of this, but it's not going to be this again. She has so many sales. Oh my God. Because I went through all of her sales, not all of them, but like 100 pages. It's insane. I'm insane. And there's she does fairy doors, so they look like little tiny doors on here for fairies, and there's flowers, and she does mermaid tails. More dragons. She does really cool flowers and steampunk kind of things. She does butterflies and little cutesy bugs, which brings me to my next thing that I purchased. I got a needle minder. He was there probably since I first went on her page. It's a little flower, and it has a little bee on it. And I loved it when I saw it, but I was like, no, I really don't need another needle minder. But he was there. He was there this morning when the kraken was there, and they were next to each other, so I knew it was meant to be. So that's coming next. Awesome. If you can grab one of these, I swear, definitely do. Best purchase I've done in a while. It's so awesome. I got a lot of other things coming in the mail. Again, shh, don't tell the husband. But I picked up some magazines too, cross-stitch magazines, but I'll just show that in my next video. They're cool, but you guys have probably already seen them already. looking through my notes. And then I did an order, Needle Minder Obsession. That is her Facebook page, but she also has an Etsy shop, and her username is Stitchin' Mad, and I will link that down below. But I purchased like 5 needle minders and then one for my friend. So when those come in, I'll show you guys. Short wish list. I will link all this below just in case you're interested. My next 5D painting that I want to get is Totoro. So I found a really cool pattern on Amazon. I'll link that down below. He's probably what I want to get next. My grandmother actually, my husband's grandmother, sent me one that looks like my very first dog. So I'll probably have to get that one too. I'll see if I can find it, and I'll link that down below in case you guys want to check that out. And talked about the Ariel and Aurora cross-stitch patterns from Pinky the Pink. There's also another really cool Ariel pattern that's just kind of like her hair and like an outline of her body and her mermaid tail. That's really pretty, and it's from Etsy Stunning Cross Stitch. So I'll link that down below. And just 2 more. You guys have probably already seen these from Donna Stitch. They are a series of 4 patterns. It's like Beauty and the Beast, Ariel, Rapunzel, and there's one more that I'm totally forgetting right now, but they're gorgeous and I want to get them because I want to do them too. Last but not least, there's a Beauty and the Beast stained glass cross-stitch pattern from the same seller that I got my villains pattern, that Etsy store DUEAMICI. Once again, not going to pronounce it because I'm going to butcher it. That's all for now, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting and liking. Thank you to all my new subscribers. I'll see you next time. Bye. After 1.5 years, this is the very last stitch in my villains cross stitch. Dun dun.